Alright guys, I'm starting a few minutes early because I haven't done this in so long and I don't even know if I'm doing it right now, so we'll find out together. You guys can't see this, but I am trying to cram myself in here. I have 200 babies, little kitty cats everywhere. I wonder if I scoot you guys back if you can see. Let's see. Oh my gosh, they love me. That's probably about, oh no. You just gotta trust me. There's piles and piles here. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 kittens and one big cat here. So, anyways, I will wait a few more minutes. We're like 7 minutes early. But, like I said, I haven't done this in so long, and I thought, well, let me just try to get myself situated. Today's been a day. I thought, you know what, self, why don't you not look like an old hobo today and try to flat iron your hair? And then I burnt myself so bad. Now, I don't know that you guys can even see that, but man, it hurts so bad. I see the blisters starting to really bubble up on it. I don't know. I don't think you guys can see that on the camera. But it hurts. It hurts really bad. And I'm feeling like I want to cry a little bit. But I'm trying to be a trooper here. I hope everyone's having a nice, relaxing weekend. I was just so happy. I finally have a job to where I don't have to work on holidays. And so this is my first holiday that I was off. No. Wait a minute. No. It is. There have been other holidays where I didn't work, but I was on call or something, you know. But this is, you don't even have the option to work the holidays because it's closed. We're closed. So that's fun. Everybody should probably get a beverage. I have some coffee here. I have some. This is my new favorite water in the world. Spindrift sparkling water with lemon. So good. It's so good. And it's like real. It's not unreal. It's not unreal. It's real. It's real stuff, y'all. It's got, the ingredients are carbonated water and lemon juice. Has 3 calories in the can. So that's pretty good. It's good. It tastes delicious. It's my new favorite thing. I got it at Aldi's. I don't know if they always carry it or what, but I'm going to be definitely picking up some more of that. Someone jumped on. Hello, person. I just woke up this morning and I thought I was going to film a video, and then I thought, you know what? 2 people's jumped on. I thought, you know, maybe it'd be fun to try a little live. Even if nobody joins, it just means that I don't have to edit anything. I can just be lazy about it and still put up a video. Because I do have a few things I want to show you guys. So, I need to look here. I need to see how to get the chat up. Y'all gotta work with me a little bit here. Let's see. Okay. How do I see it? Does anyone know? You can't tell me because I can't see your comments right now. I clicked for the chats, but I can't see them. Maybe if anybody is there for real, type something so that I can see. Maybe it'll show up over here on the screen or something. I don't know. I'm trying. I just want to be professional. I'm not very professional. I'm sorry. No. Chat viewing options. I just said all messages are visible. But I don't see any place where they're putting the chats. Oh, there it is. Look. Thank you. Thank you, Metro Stitcher. I have a doppelganger. Who's my doppelganger? I don't know who that is. Is it you? um, okay, good. At least I know things are working now. So, we'll wait a few more minutes, but yes, I just woke up this morning and I was like, I'm just gonna pop it up. I don't know if no one knew this was gonna happen, so I'm a terrible, terrible host. But like I said, I thought at least I can just put up a video and have a video out to share some of the things that I wanted to show you guys and know that I don't have to edit and then upload and do all the things, okay? So we're accomplishing two things at once here. So get your stuff. I've got two different projects. I haven't decided which one I'm gonna work on, but I do want to show you guys how far I've gotten. I've got my new half and half that I'm working on, and I've made a little bit more progress. You know, that's one of those projects that it's hard to see the progress, and I was actually thinking, I had an idea of how to gauge my progress from video to video when we do our whip updates. So I think I might implement that by adding a second stitch marker, and then that way we can see how many more rows I've done for you guys to know that something is actually happening here, because that's such a big project. It's really hard to tell. And I've got some yarn. I ordered some hand-dyed yarn from another lady that has a YouTube channel. I'm going to have to look and tell you what the name of her channel is, because the name of her channel is not the name of her yarn business. But anyways, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful yarn. I'm so excited. And I've been watching a bunch of her videos. And there's more yarn that I know she does. She does a lot of seasonally dyed yarns. So there's some fall Halloween yarns that she's going to have coming out soon. I'm excited for that. So I'll share some of my new Happy Mail yarns that I got this week with you guys. And then I've also got to work on my Joy of Color shawl that I'm using my Linen Quill Minis for. And I'm getting pretty far on that. So we will start out with my half and half triangles wrap and where I have gotten on it. I'm feeling pretty good about it. This is the color that I chose, the Linen Quill. I believe this is called Rhubarb. It's really pretty. Looks like it's actually showing up about true to color. It's a very cloudy, overcast day here that I love. It feels like fall for the first time ever. Well, not the first time ever, but we've had a week of beautiful, cool, rainy, overcast gorgeousness. We're going to hang in the 80s this week. We have one more little cold front that's going to move in again at the end of the week, and it's going to drop the temperatures down to the highs in the low 70s and the lows in the 50s, and that makes me happy. You guys see, like, this is how I want my whole life to feel, just like this sweatsuit. Cozy and warm and squishy all the time. I want to live in perpetual fall. Anyways, it's beautiful, but the lighting is a little funny, but that's showing up true to color. So, okay, here we go. I have been working on this. I've been working on it pretty good because I don't want it to take 2 years like the last one did. I want to get things moving on this one. So if you've ever done a half and half triangles wrap, you'll know that you cast on the amount of stitches, whether you're making the small or the large. I'm making the large because if I'm investing my time in this, I want a big one. But you cast all of these stitches on. I believe the large, it's a free pattern. I'm not giving away any trade secrets here. I believe it's 230 stitches, and I think I accidentally cast on 232, so I just wanted to make things even more difficult for me. But after you cast on all the stitches on the first triangle, you stitch all the way to like the first stitch, and then you wrap and turn, and you go back, and then you come back and 2 stitches, you wrap and turn, and then the 3rd, and then the 4th, and you keep going, going, going. You see I've wrapped and turned a good amount of stitches because there is my stitch marker now. So I've done all that. I think I have 200 and I think I've done about 20 rows of wrap and turns, or 20, which would be like 40 rows. Anyways, because 1 row is there and back and stockinette. Is that clear as mud, y'all? Anyway, so I'm making progress on my half and half strangle wrap. I love working on this. It is so peaceful. And I talked about this a little bit in my last video about just sometimes it's fun to do a very difficult, oh thank you. Sometimes it's very fun to do something that's challenging. But I have found that for me, the longer I knit, the less interested I am in doing challenging things. I am much more interested in peaceful knitting. Does anybody else watch those, all the slow living videos on YouTube? I thought about starting a slow living channel because I'm very interested in slow living, the slow living movement. I mean, I do have to work, and I'm sure a lot of us do, but I think that you can still incorporate slow living into a working lifestyle. Yay, see, I'm not the only one. So I love it. I find it so peaceful. And I've been trying to bring this gentle quality into my life. Not in a lazy person way, but in a go with the flow. One of my favorite books is The Tao of Pooh. If you've not read The Tao of Pooh, I just love it. It tickles me. Probably because I was such a big Winnie the Pooh fan when I was a little girl. But the Tao of Pooh, you know, you're following the Wu way. You're going with the flow. You're not causing any kind of problems. You're just letting, you're accepting what comes and releasing it and just putting out the love and the joy all the time. You know, in the best possible way, not in some ignore your problems and pretend to be happy when you're not. I don't subscribe to that. But anyway, yeah, so I've been into this whole gentle knitting. I think I'm actually going to do a video on knitting during times of grief, or like a therapeutic crochet and knit, and how I think it can be very good for our mental well-being also, as well as our mental health and brain health cognitively. I was talking to my mom yesterday, and I was feeling kind of sad because it's my stepdad's birthday, and she had taken him to do some things that he loved, and he is in his older age. He's not that old, but he's gotten he's thin, and he always was healthy and like in good shape, and he moved around a lot, and then over the last couple of years he just got very sedentary and mentally and physically sedentary, and boy, he's like a different person than he was just a couple of years ago. He can't hardly walk across the room. My mom had to rent a wheelchair for him at the hotel they were at to push him around, and I just thought, darn it. I said, well, you know, that encourages me though. It encourages me to start getting up in the morning and doing those walks around the block that I keep telling myself that I'm going to start doing. And I will keep doing my knitting and my crocheting and my cross stitching, and I think all of those things are really good for our brain. Let's see, just lost 2 of my cats to infectious disease. Thank goodness for the, no, come back. Oh yes, the granny stitch, yes. Simple, easy. It's just, if you like to live, I say, sometimes I spend a lot of time living in my own mind, you know? Yeah, walking daily. I like to to hear my own thoughts. We live in such a crazy world where there's always all this racket happening all the time, and there's just something so nice to just be able to sit down, pick up your yarn, and go and process. Or think about nothing at all. Either way works, right? So there's some of the foster babies coming to say hello. Look at little Lavy girl. This is Lavender. Oh, she's so precious, you guys. This makes me so happy. This was one of my most favorite things when I got the position to work from home, was that I would be able to spend a little bit more time fostering babies. I love them. My dog is whining. Seen your cats. I seen your dogs, Donna. You just had, so I remember when your son got the one new dog. She sees something. She's trying to. Anyways, I had a dog. I had two dogs, but my oldest dog, she passed away a couple of years ago, and then my younger dog, which was not young, he was 12 years old. He passed away, it's been a year ago this weekend, so he passed away Labor Day weekend last year. And he was between 12 and 13 years old, we think. He was an English Shepherd mix, Golden Retriever. He is big with the big long hair everywhere. I mean, the cats are a lot of hair, but man, he equaled all the cats. Are you home because he attacked the neighbors? I go, oh no, Donna. Oh no. I'm sorry. That's hard. Well, yeah, I told myself we wouldn't get any more dogs. I love dogs. I love all animals, all creatures. Do not get me wrong. I'm not one of those. I'm definitely the cat lady, but not to the, point where I don't like dogs. I love dogs. My dad we always had a dog. My dad was one of those people where his dog was his best friend. And more peaceful, yeah. Dogs are a lot of work, I love them. I do love them, but they're different. That's why I'm a cat lady, because these guys, they just sleep. They're very quiet. I mean, sometimes they get excited because I got a mama and her not her 5 babies, a mama with 5 babies. 2 of them belong to her biologically. The other 3, she was just taking care of them because she's such a sweet mama cat. But one of the kittens already got adopted. We had a meet and greet 2 weeks ago. So Buttercup has gone on to live with her new people. And then the other 4 are just, I wish you could see this one that's just staring at me. Oh, I tell you, they just look at you like they're just in love with you because you've helped them all this time or something. But the other 4 kittens and the mama are still waiting for a spot to open up. Mama is going to get to go to, on the counters, yeah. Maybe if I only had like 1 or 2 cats, I could probably have taught them to not get on counters, but that ship has sailed. I don't know. Pick your battles, I guess. It doesn't bother me, but I could see how that could be not happy. I'll tell you one thing that my cats do that does bother me is they love to sharpen their claws on our door frames. And again, I think that if I could have started all over with all new cats, which I would never do that. Friend has come to see me. Come here, friend. I could have taught, it's the old man cat that teaches all these bad habits to every new cat that comes in the house. So if I would have been on him better when I first got him, when it was just him and his sister, I probably could have avoided all kinds of chaos in our lives. But that was me just being a lazy pet owner. I can't blame the animals. It's my fault. I accept responsibility. Okay, so the joy of color. You guys, I am loving this. This is such a fun project, and we're going to see what it looks like because I came out here My husband asked me last night, he said, can I borrow your little measure? I have a little measuring tape in my bag here. And I said, sure, just make sure you put it back in, which he did. He put it back in. And then when I woke up this morning and walked out here, my project was in the floor with yarn all over the place because he didn't zip the bag back up. So it was not off the needles, which was very good, but I'm sure there are little bits and bobs that I already see one right now that I'm gonna have to try to get back in place. See? You see that? This. Thank gosh for garter stitch, you know. You can usually work it right back in. Ugh, but there's little pieces everywhere. I could just strangle him, look. I'm gonna show y'all this, but let me get these stitches worked back in, pulling them side to side, and getting them worked back in. If you ever do snag your knitting in general, if you tug it one way and then tug it the other way and just keep doing it, you can usually, and then after you get them worked, you can usually just kind of pull a few stitches on either side and get stuff worked back in. Just a helpful tip for you guys if you didn't know that. But yes, this one's a little more difficult because with the joy of color, everything's held double because you're using 2 different colors of yarn at a time. So when just one gets pulled and not its sibling, I don't know, what would that be? Its friend, its partner, its spouse, whatever, it's a little harder to get it worked back in. Okay, we're almost, ooh, this one got pulled out really far. This is a very big loop. Do we see that? Oh, husband. Why? Okay. Well, this will be a project for me. I won't bore y'all to death with that. But I just got into this fun lime green color. Yes, you should do it, Donna. You would like it if you follow the pattern as written, because you know I changed mine. I'm doing the color sequences and the marling and that, but instead of knitting it in a tube, which is what they recommend, it'd be just like knitting a big old sock without having to worry about a heel or a toe. You'd have your pretty stockinette, you'd get all the colors marled, and it would be gorgeous. And it would make for a very lovely, thick, because it would be a double layered tube style scarf. It's the only reason to knit a scarf as a tube is so you can have the beautiful stockinette without the roll of everything, right? But look, oh, it's so fun. I am cruising, and we just now hit this fun lime, the lemon lime. This is the color that I was just crazy about. Oh, you guys, it's so fun. I can't believe my husband let the cats get my running out. Oh, thank you. This is gonna drive me crazy. You guys know, you know. Okay, there's that one. This one is a big one. This one's probably gonna be, this is a big loop. This is probably gonna be one where I take a sewing needle and just kind of slowly pull back about 5 stitches. This one is, so this is a free pattern on Purl Soho's website. And I have modified this, okay? This is my version. But what it is, it's called the Joy of Color Scarf. And you could do this with anything. They made it as a free pattern. They sold a 40 pack of mini skeins of their linen quill colorways, the linen quill yarns. And there's 40. They wrote this pattern for it. But what it is, it's free. It is a scarf that is knitted in the round. So like a hat or a sock or whatever. And you're just knitting away. And you're marling. But you could do it with any of your scraps that you have. You could choose scrap yarns and marl, but I am using the call for, and I am following their pattern. But instead of knitting this in the round in stockinette, I am knitting it flat because I wanted garter stitch and I wanted it to be a shawl instead of a scarf. And I did add 30% more, or 50% more. I think it called for like 98 stitches or something when you were doing it in the round, and I did it flat, and I did 143 flat. But you're just marling and marling and marling away, and it is going to be so beautiful. I love it. I love linen quill yarn. Oh, I'm rotten with it because I made that half and half, and it just makes such a, it's a fingering weight, but man, after you block it, it's just so squishy, cozy good. So yeah, definitely check out that, and I will, once I'm done with this video, I always go back and I throw in all the timestamps, and if there are patterns, links, things like that, I try to put them in the show notes below so that you guys can find them. Sometimes I forget and someone asks, and then I remember and I go back and put them in. Someone was asking about the Magic Heel Socks by Autumn Acorn. I called it Oak and Acorn Socks. Autumn Acorn is the name of the person that wrote that pattern for the socks I showed last week. The Magic Heel, which is basically you do not put a heel in. No wrap and turn, no nothing, but it has a special ribbed, stretchy section for the heel. So why would you do that? Well, number one, so that you can just knit in the round and not have to deal with wrap and turns and building a heel in. But number two, it is also multi-size, because I mean, a woman, if you're making a woman's sock, you could throw on, 56 or 60, whatever your stitch count is that you like for a woman's sock. And with this Magic Heel, it could fit a woman from a size 5 to a size 8, because it's a big area that you knit. But that's a paid pattern on Ravelry. But I did go back and put the link in the show notes from last week's video. So I'm trying. I do try, y'all. If there's ever something that I bring up and you don't see it, just shout it out to me and I will go back and try to put the links in there. That way everybody can do that. The kite heel. Okay, I haven't even heard of that one. I'll have to check that one out. But yes, I'm lazy. I'm lazy like that. But I do like the way that the Magic Heel sock fits. It's not hard to do. I just need to make that other sock. I still haven't cast that on. I told you guys maybe I would try to do some fun little time-lapse video and like, can I make a sock in a day? But here we are, 3 days into the 3-day holiday, and I didn't do it, and this day's already halfway over, so we know we're not getting it done now. I'm gonna go on and start knitting on this guy. Did you guys bring your knitting? Let's see. I don't know about you guys, but I am so excited for this fall situation to get going. How am I doing on my battery? I wonder if I should plug this guy in. I'd hate for it to cut off right in the middle and then I will cry. Look at how hard I've worked to get all this together. This nice professional setup that I've got going on here. Can I have that, ma'am? Thank you. Oh, well, that'll be fun. I've never felted anything on purpose, but I have accidentally felted things. I accidentally felted part of mine, well, pretty close to half felted part of it on my half and half triangle wrap, but it's gorgeous, you can't tell, but I got a little too excited with the blocking. Let me see here. Oh, man. Okay. Let's see. I'm gonna see if you guys know I work from home now, and well, I mean, I say you guys know, I'm just assuming you know. That is not gonna work. Ugh, so close. I have a laptop holder that is mounted onto my frame here so that I can swing my laptop forward when I don't want to sit in my office and I do like telemed stuff. And this is my cord that goes into my laptop, which will also go into my disc. It's a little too short. I wonder if I could scoot you guys forward. Are y'all good with that? Whee. How close are y'all to me now? It's not terrible. Oh, but of course this is gonna be the opposite side that I need it on. Why is everything so hard sometimes? Is it just me? Or does this happen to everybody? Okay, hold up. I think I've got another solution. My chair has built-in charging stuff. I just had it all fancy and I guess I'll have to unwind it. Thank you for your patience. Okay. Here we go. Did you see that I got those same project bags but smaller ones? I didn't. I did see that they had some different sizes, but I didn't know how. I'm gonna have to look and see because I was thinking about them and I thought I bet those smaller ones would probably be good for socks, but I wasn't sure, you know. Okay. So you like them? They were cheap. I feel like they were. That's something I think I said I was going to put links in and then did not. Oops. Boy, my hair looks like a train wreck for somebody who just about disabled themselves. Yeah, I thought they were, but the ones that I got are really good. I mean, they're quality bags. They're very strong. Yeah, and good quality. I really liked them. I think I got me 3 or 4, so I'll probably grab some more, and I might grab some small ones because I think if it works good for a sock, it'd probably work great for a beanie too. So the larger one delivered, $15. Yeah, 100%. Because I have bought, and I mean I love buying handmade bags. Donna got 4, but they can be pricey, and you know, as much as I'd like to spoil myself and buy them all the time, I couldn't possibly do that with all the gift them. Yeah. Oh, butterfly. I don't think I even seen the butterfly one. I got the sheep, the elephant, the giraffe. I feel like there was one more. I can't remember. Cat hair in my lip gloss. Oh, kitty cat. Maybe that's what it was. I can't remember. I'm bad with remembering stuff, y'all. Well, before I start knitting and then I won't want to stop, I'll show you guys the yarn that I got. And I need to look. Where's my phone? I'm going to tell you guys, I want to tell you her channel because I love this lady. She's just so talented. I wish it would just show me all of my, oh, there we go. There are a good couple of companies selling them. Oh, yeah. There might be a few. Okay, I'm going to tell you guys the name of this lady's channel. I enjoy watching her. She does knitting, a little bit of crocheting, and she does hand-dyed yarns. And I am really enjoying watching all the things she makes, but her yarns are really nice, and I'm going to show you guys some of them that I got. But I remember that it's not the name. What is it called? I did not come prepared, y'all. to just knit and crochet while I look up this information. Darn it, what is it? You know what'd be faster, probably? If I just look at my history, the videos that I've watched recently. That might be, because I think I was looking at some of her videos yesterday. I think I watch way too much YouTube, guys. Sorry. I didn't realize. Does anybody else just leave their television on YouTube all the time? My television's on YouTube right now. I just put on some ambient music stuff in the background. Sometimes I'm not even watching stuff. I'm just on. And my YouTube has recently gotten into a habit of, I don't know why, it never used to do this, but suddenly now we are jumping into movies. It just throws me into a movie. And I have watched When Harry Met Sally, Under the Tuscan Sun, and Pretty in Pink, like 4 or 5 times in the past week, because I'll start working and I have it on, I have the volume turned so far down, and I'll put a video on when I'm not with a patient or something and start watching it, and then it goes off. You know, YouTube does its own thing. Games. Is this for Under the Tuscan? Yeah, I mean, I feel like an expert in Under the Tuscan Sun at this point, because I have watched it so many times. Where is... I cannot find this lady's channel, and it is frustrating me very badly. I just watched her yesterday. I know. Oh, it's still going. I thought... Nope, there she is. Oh, I found her. And you know what? I was wrong. I was totally wrong. Her shop name is the same as her YouTube channel. I'm so silly. Okay, so here she is. I like her a lot. Her name is, whoa, her channel is Knit Style. Oh, goodness. Knit Style. Anyways, you can check out her YouTube channel, but she does make the Knit Style yarns. Looks like that. And she does a lot of themed yarns for different seasons. And this was one of her summer yarns, and it's called Reef Magic. So pretty. Reef Magic. And it is a superwash merino, 75%, 25% nylon. 463 yards. And I bought this one, and I purchased it with, she had a minis bundle that you could purchase that would match it. So I got that. So beautiful. Yeah, she's really fun. I like her. She's sweet. And I got more. After that one arrived, I went back because she released some of her themes. She does a lot of neat themes. And I was a sucker for these. I saw this and I was like, yes, please. I'm all about fall, and I'm all about the cute little Halloween bag that it came in. I love Summerween. Anyways, I'm going to try not to crinkle you guys to death. I'm sorry. I am terrible about doing this to you guys. I don't know if I should just rip it off like a Band-Aid and make it be over faster, or try to go slow and not be so loud. So she had one of her fall colorways done, and I loved it. It's called Ready for Fall. Look at it. Doesn't that look beautiful? Oh, good. Thank gosh. Someone's not bothered. Look at it. Isn't ready for fall, and I am. And look, I can make a really cute little, I'll probably make Linus scarves. I'll probably be Linus scarfing it up over here. I love Linus scarves in hand-dyed yarn because you get to see all the beautiful everything. Now this was a very interesting, this was part of her themed line, and it was a Bewitched. You guys remember the show Bewitched? This was the Bewitched themed line, and I loved it. This one is called Bewitched. So she's got this little pop of this pink, but then you get lots of purple and green, and oh, I love it. So that's the Bewitched. A sockhead beanie. Yes, I've got 3 or 4 of those that I've made too. But yeah, I love this one. So there's Bewitched. And again, if you just now coming in, this is from Knit Style Yarns, her hand-dyed yarns, and she has a YouTube channel, Knit Style. If you haven't seen it, it's really nice. And this is also from the Bewitched line, and it is called Samantha, and I love this. Oh, look at how beautiful it is. Very, very predominantly pink and orange. Pink and orange. And I love that. It's Samantha. Oh, I love that. And then finally, I love this one too. This one's similar to Samantha. I know you like the sock head. I'll make one someday. Yes, Donnie, you'll love it because it's going to be like knitting a sock. You might like making them a lot better than socks too. This is Serena. So you've got the orange and the pink that you get out of Samantha, but you've got these dark kind of vibe. You got like these dark gray, charcoal, and browns running through it. So it gives it a little more, depth. So I love this. Love it, love it, love it. I can't wait to make everything. Why don't y'all just all pay me to make y'all things? I haven't figured out a way to do that. I mean, I know people have yarn, but I don't think I would actually like that. Because I just want to knit what I want to make when I feel like it. I don't think I would actually want to knit for other people. Unless it's like a gift, and I'm feeling that I want to make that gift. I don't think I'd want to do it as a job. Probably take all the fun out of it for me. But this beautiful, I am so excited with that, y'all. Okay. Seal this so the keycaps do not get in it. I'm going to put it back in its bag so that I can know that it is safe from all harm. So I think after this, I've been terrible with spending. I think I did really, really good. I was doing a really good job of no buying, just saving. I was like, I'm saving, and I did. I saved very good. And then in the last month, I guess just from so much intense saving, I fell off the bandwagon. I bought yarn and yarn and yarn and yarn. And these dang comfortable sweatsuits that I'm addicted to. I'm like, well, I need one for every day that I work so that I can always be comfortable. And so I'm making a mess of my finances buying comfortable stuff. Okay, let's see. I gotta put these things somewhere where kitty cats don't mess up. I said not to buy any more, period. Yeah, I know. Sometimes I've been in that, and I did so good. I did it for a long time, but then I was like, okay, I did a good job. I saved up a bunch. Now I need to spend a bunch to make up for it or something. There's something going on. Roy would probably know. I'm sure there's some reason. Okay, let's put this stuff out of the way. And now, okay. So what are y'all working on? Are you guys making stuff for fall, or are you still like working on summer overconsumption? I haven't, I don't know, I think that's probably why I went on this clearing out. What do they call that? I was watching videos about Swedish death cleaning or something, I think it's called. Um, because I just had too much stuff in my house. So much stuff. I mean, buying things. I love TJ Maxx purging, yeah. I love TJ Maxx, and I can't possibly go in that store without buying a bunch of stuff, and it just piles up. And I went to clear out clothes for the summer. 2 quilts, 1 granny blanket, and some cross stitch quilts. See, I've been thinking about quilts, and I bought a bunch of quilt stuff, you guys. Oh, why do I do this? I bought some English paper piecing sets, and yeah, we'll see. I think I'm at a place where I have enough supplies of cross stitch yarn. I mean, I'm probably truly set through death. If I live to be 100, I think I've got enough to keep me. I have so many cross stitch patterns and so much floss. One is EPP. Okay, remind me what EPP, English paper piecing. I figured it out before I even finished the question. Yeah, I have a sewing machine, but I'm just like, oh, I don't want to drag that out, and I don't have a table for it, and so I'm all about what I can do sitting in this fluffy chair. I just hate to think about moving about like a normal person. I love this chair, you guys, because it is a squishy chair, but I've got a window right here, and I just love. I've got some fun squirrels that are out here playing all the time. I can keep an eye on the little neighborhood cats that I feed, making sure they're getting across the road okay, and I can watch, make sure no shenanigans are going on. But I've got some funny birds that come and eat the cat food that I put out. I've got a whole family of raccoons that have been showing up to eat, possums. I mean, I love my window, and I just love it. I have this beautiful office that my husband put together for me, and I do not use it. Cross stitching dude here, working on my first Halloween stitch for the season. Oh, hello, welcome. I have the most glorious Halloween cross stitch that I've been working on for 1,000 years, and I'm gonna finish it one day. And I know everybody's seen it before. Is it Lila Studio? Her Halloween Quaker. Oh, it's so pretty, and I am really close to getting it done. I just decided to go above and beyond and do it on like a 40 or 50. It was the called for. If you look it up, the called for fabric, it's all modelly and murky, and it's linen, and it's a very high count linen. Yeah, Quaker Halloween. I decided to do it on that, and boy, talk about 2 years ago, my eyes were way better than they are now. It is so painful to work on that, and I want it done so bad because it's so glorious. And I love Halloween stitching. You guys don't know this, but maybe one day once I finish it, I'll show you guys. My husband thinks this is funny. Murky, if I picture this plus, yes, and it's like a 42 count linen, I think. I don't know, it's hard on these eyeballs. But my kitchen is a Halloween kitchen. Now, I don't have like, my husband, when I told him I was doing this, he was just like, that seems unwell. These match my kitchen. I have lots of old style Halloween decor in my kitchen. It's a great pattern. I did it 1/28. I would have done it. I have one project that I've been doing one over on 28 count. And I got that from doing full coverage. And that's fine. I don't mind that. I found that easier than I think, but to be clear, the 28 count that I was using was not linen. It was even weave, and I linen is hard for me with my eyeballs, especially when it's hand dyed, because you know it's not even 42 count anymore. It's shrunk up. It's way worse now. So there's that. But anyways, I have a Halloween kitchen, and I thought it would be so nice to cross stitch Halloween stuff, and then that's where I would hang it, would be in my Halloween kitchen. So we'll see. Maybe one day I'll finish that. We'll be able to do that, and I'll take you guys on a tour. It's black and white and orange in there. I'm sure people are shuddering, thinking, ugh, but it's done well. There's not like witches and happy Halloween stuff all over. I don't have jack-o'-lanterns. I have pumpkins, but not jack-o'-lanterns. And there's a particular artist, her name is Joanna Parker. She does, it looks like 1950s. Like I say, like this little guy here, this style of the old style. I've got cats and bats and my cookie jars and my coffee jars. I have a tree house that is perpetually October. I love it. I think that's fantastic. Yeah, it's spooky, but not tacky. I don't know. My husband's okay with it, but he was very concerned when I told him that we were going to have a Halloween kitchen. He was like, "You mean for Halloween?" I was like, "No, I mean for all the time. It's always going to be a Halloween kitchen." It's cute though, I love it. So I've been collecting all these Joanna Parker ceramic stuffs, and I just think they're adorable. To be fair, I don't know. I did, I think I mentioned this before. I worked in the hospital for, over a decade, and I love my elderly patients, and I would got into this habit of interviewing them or always asking questions because I want to know. And as I get older, there's things that I'm noticing. And so I started asking, different things. And I was like, one of the things I was wondering about is, like, for me, when I get in my car, I still turn my radio up loud and I like my crazy music and everything. Let's just say, yes, it's tasteful. That's the right word. But anyways, I know that I'm still I'm far more wise than I was when I was 25 to 30 years old, for sure. But I'm still that girl. And so I started asking all of my patients, was like, do you actually get older when you get older? Or do you always stay young inside and only this outside part gets older? And they all said that's exactly what it is. No one was like, I'm like 85 years old and in my mind, I'm 85. Everyone was like, no, I'm like 30. Like 30 years old forever inside your body, in your mind, like who you are is this 30-year-old person forever. So that seemed to be the general consensus anyway. So I'm just going to always like these things. I still like the idea of building a fort in my living room and getting blankets and cozying up and watching movies. So I'm like a little child here. But it's all part of that cozy, warm, fuzzy, happy childhood. And I mean, I can't say I had the happiest of childhoods. I don't think you have to have a happy childhood to have a happy, imaginatively happy childhood in your mind. So I like all those kinds of things. Anyways, I think I've worked out most of the stuff that my husband caused. We'll see if we'll see if he comes home early. You guys, might interview him and see if he has anything to say for himself. Yeah. Anyways, this is just coming out gorgeous. I love it. I love it. I think something's wrong with me. I would just, as this weather has started to get cold, or not cold, but as it has cooled off this last week, I started thinking about cross stitch again. And I was like, good grief, what's wrong with me? Most people want to pick up the yarn and do all the knitting and the crocheting and stuff when it's cold, and then work on like cross stitch when it's 115 degrees outside. Not me. Apparently I'm backwards because I keep working on all this. I think because when it's summertime, I dislike it so much, and I hate that. I wish I could like summer. I really wish I could, because in theory, it sounds like a great time. But in practice, I don't like being hot. Well, bye. I'm going to have to look. Who is this twin of mine? Who is my Google buddy? Who is it? Tell me. Who am I supposed to look for? Maybe you've said it before and I'll look and find out. This doppelganger person I have. I'm not sure who it is. Anyways, in practice, it's too hot. I got a weird notification. I don't know what that was. It's just far too hot out there, and I can't take it. So my theory is, so glad to see you back. I found you about a year ago when you were cross-stitching. Yay, I'm still cross-stitching, Wendy, and that's what I said. I was just saying that as it's cooling off, I'm starting to think about cross-stitching again, which is probably the opposite of what a lot of people are doing. A lot of people are probably cross-stitching in the summer and then knitting and crocheting and stuff when it's cooler. But my theory on to why that is, I think it's just I'm so miserable in the summer, and I'm trying to like dissociate in a way into a fall and winter place. And so I'm doing fall and winter things in the summer to pretend like the summer isn't actually happening to me. Does that make sense? So yeah, anyways. I love to see all your knitting projects too. Oh, well, thank you. Yay. I love all the kitties too. There's a big pile of them down here, and I wish you guys could see them. If I didn't have you on a tripod, I would just dump you down, but this one guy, oh my gosh, you guys, I'm so in love with this dude. So one of the kittens that I got, he was laying at the Sonic in my town, and somebody posted him up on Facebook, a picture of him. And I thought, what in the world? Why would you even post that up? Of course he doesn't belong to anybody. He's a new kitten. He was about 4 weeks old, but he was like this big. And I mean, I could hold him in one hand. I have a picture of me just holding him in one hand. And he was laying in the parking lot by the dumpsters, almost dead. And someone posted him up and said, does this cat belong to anybody? You might want to go get it. So I was mortified, and I happened to be home, and I can walk to Sonic in about 1 minute. So I just scooted down there real quick in my house shoes, scooped him up and brought him home. And it was really hot. He was very dehydrated. He was painful to hold him because his bones were just sticking out everywhere. He was so skinny, and he was cold even though it was so hot outside. And so I made him a big old batch of baby kitten milk, and I put my robe on, and I tucked him inside, and I tied it so that he was like cocooned on me. And I set an alarm on my phone, and every hour for the next 24 hours, I would syringe feed him 2 ml of formula. And I kept him on me because I thought he was going to die. His body temperature wasn't right. And of course, it was like a Sunday night when I found him, and there wasn't any place to take him, and I live in the country. But I do a lot of fostering, so I had a pretty good idea what to do with him. I knew he needed to be hydrated. So that's why we were doing every hour feedings. But I'm glad to say he thrived. The next day he started coming around, and I saw the picture of me holding him with his whole body in my hand and just his little head sticking up. And here he is now, y'all. This is my friend Sage. Come here, Sagey. Oh my God, I love this guy. Oh, I want you to look at the camera, Sage. He doesn't want to look at the camera. He has the most beautiful citrine. Sagey, look at the camera. He's just not gonna look. He's not gonna look. Sageth Monroe. That's what I call him. My husband says that's a silly name for a cat, but when he's doing something naughty, he gets called Sageth Monroe Campbell. He's never naughty. He's so precious. Oh my God, I love him. And there's Friend. He's being like he always is. He's snoozing away. Sage has laid right back down. He's gone back to sleep. But he's a foster, so he won't live with me forever, but he is precious. When his spot comes available, he'll go to PetSmart. Look, ma'am. This little ma'am is being a little stinker, though. Look at this one. This one is mine. This one's Luna. Luna, she got half stash. She's a big old fluffy beast. Yeah, most of the cats that you guys have seen have all been foster cats. But Friend is mine. Friend is a rescue. I saved him. I brought him in. I don't know, he saved me. He's so sweet. I love that guy. Every one of these cats have come from off the streets. I don't have any fancy store-bought cats. All my cats are... Somebody made a really ugly comment to me actually about that. They were like, ew, you and all your trash cats. Almost died. I don't get mad very easily, but they're precious. They're good creatures, and they're loving, and they're kind, and I don't know. I can't imagine not loving every kind of animal. We have 3 rescued strays. Most recent's my favorite young tuxedo male. That's the sweetest boy. I have a little tuxie male too. He was my first cat. He's the oldest cat in this house. Him and his sister. He's my little Nix. I know. Trash cats. I was like, oh my gosh. What an evil, ugly little spirit you have inside of you. But I mean, like I say, I'm a cat lady, but I still like dogs, and I like everything. I don't even kill spiders. If I see a spider, unless it's a brown recluse or a black widow, now that I have to have somebody else to kill it because I'm too scared and I don't like killing anything. But I will allow those to be killed because I feel that they're dangerous. But jumping spiders, if there's a jumping spider in the house, I catch it and I take it outside. I don't like hurting anything. I feel like everything has a right to live. There was something, oh, an ant. A big red fire ant was crawling around inside my door of the car yesterday, and I kept trying to roll the window down and make him leave, and my husband was like, just kill him, and I was like, no. He was like, why? I said, because he's not doing anything wrong. He's just trying to live his life. I'm not trying to hurt him for no reason. I mean, if he gets damaged on the way out the window, that's one thing, but I'm not just going to squish him. I'm like, that's so rude. I would hate, what if that was me? I think about these things too much, guys. And I'm not a vegan or anything, but I don't want to hurt things unnecessarily. I don't know. It makes me sad to think of. I'm too tender-hearted. This is why I shouldn't be working in the medical field. Oh, my goodness. You guys, I've done terrible. Is this the way everybody does on their lives for their, let's all knit and crochet and cross stitch together and work on quilts, and I think I put in like 8 stitches. Look, that's how far I've made it. I'm not doing a good job. Oh gosh, I've at least got to get 1 row done. But yeah, I am loving this. Ooh, I'm so excited. The color that's coming after this lemon lime. I love this lemon lime. Love it. The color that's coming after lemon lime will be dropping off this, what is this color that we're marling it with right now? This color is called, this was a skein until the cats got a hold of it. Golden wheat or something. What is this? I think it's called golden wheat. Oh, well, good. Thank gosh, because it's very unscripted around here. I was a little hesitant. I was like, ew, that's not going to look so good marled with this. But it does look really good together, actually. And it just gives it just the right amount of subtleness, because that was the buttercup yellow with that golden wheat. And now we're doing the lime with the golden wheat. And the golden wheat's going to run out here in a minute. And we're going to add in peachy pink, which is the kind of really like flamingo-y looking peachy pink color. And it will be marled with this. And my gosh, I'm having so much fun. I cannot wait. You guys, look at it. Look at it. It's glorious. I just love the way these colors are fading in to each other. I can't wait to wear this. And I'm like on the, I think this is the 11th color. There's 40 colors. So I'm over a quarter of the way through in about I don't think I've been working on it for 11 days. But if you figured you did a color a day, you'd have this done in 40 days. And it don't take that long to do, because you're only knitting, I guess you're getting about 4 total inches of knitting for me, of each color, because I change my marls, so I get about 2 inches of each marl. It's the way that it works. I'm just knitting until the mini skein is gone. So that's coming out, like I said, for me, right at 2 inches, which was really interesting, because in Purl Soho's pattern, they have you knitting for 2 inches and then dropping one of the colors and picking up the second color, because every marl has, this will be with 2 different colors of yarn. Every yarn gets 2 partners, right? So when I added extra stitches and knit it flat instead of in the round, I just was knitting, and I was like, I'm going to run out of yarn. And right when I run out is at the 2-inch mark. So that worked out. I did have somebody ask me for my formula, because they said they also were someone who preferred to knit shawls, or wear shawls more than they would wear a scarf. And so my formula that I did, I believe the pattern, which like I said, it's a free pattern. I will post the link to it down below in the show notes. But on Purl Soho's website, the free pattern to the Joy of Color scarf is listed, and it calls for, I believe it calls for something like cast on 98 stitches in the round, and you're just knitting a tube to make a 10-inch wide or 20-inch circumference scarf. And I knew that I would not wear that, so I decided to knit flat in a panel back and forth, because I like garter for the squish and coziness of it all. And I decided that I wanted it to be wider than 20 inches flat. I wanted it 30 inches flat. So instead of 97 or 98 stitches that it called for, I cast on 143. And I am doing an I-cord edge, which means I am, when I get to the end of the row, I slip the last 3 stitches purlwise with my yarn in front. And that's how you get an I-cord. But yeah, so 143 stitches cast onto a 4.5 millimeter needle. I knit very loose. I'm sure plenty of people would go up on their needle size from this, but I'm a loose knitter, so I always use a smaller needle than what is called for, because they have a very loose gauge, um, which I did not used to. So Donna, if you're still here, just know that pretty much everybody, when they start knitting, knits very tight, and then that just gets looser as time goes on, for the most part. But yeah, if you want to try this formula, and I'm like I say, everything's the same, cast on what they're saying, using their color recommendations. But like I said, this is a pattern that you can choose up your own scraps. I also think it would be really nice if you had like enough yarn, like a whole skein of one color, maybe just like a neutral type of a color, that you just added in, marled everything with the one neutral color. I think that would be really pretty. And now that I'm doing this, there is a little part of me that's like, kind of do want a scarf. Of course, I'm using every scrap of this yarn because the way that I'm into the pattern, there's no leftover, which is fine. But now I'm kind of wishing I had. But I might just do one of the, like my idea of just using one main color, having a full skein of a main color, and then just using up scraps. Because I've got, or using up minis, my regular minis that I have 150, I feel like, of hand-dyed mini skeins. And as much as I don't want to just keep buying stuff for the sake of buying stuff, I don't think that I could live life proper without buying a Christmas Advent mini skein collection. I mean, how am I supposed to enjoy the holidays without that, you know? Is it even Christmas without a mini skein? So, I'll probably get that too. So maybe I could make myself a little, a Christmas scarf and sockhead beanie to match with the marling. It wouldn't be sock weight anymore, but obviously I would amend the stitch count to make it not. I've made sockhead beanie in worsted yarn. I just amended my stitch count so that it worked out. Anyway, I'm really excited, guys, because I wear eyewear glasses. I don't know if you guys have seen those before, where you have your toppers and you can get all different ones. It's one of my most favorite thingies. They released their Halloween toppers, and I've got 5 pairs ordered, and I cannot wait for them to get here. One pair isn't actually Halloween, but it's given Halloween vibes. It's actually Van Gogh flowers and skulls, if you've seen his painting of that. But anyways, I thought it looked kind of, it's autumnal colors and spooky vibes. Well, boy, we are stuck. See? This is husband's fault. As his punishment, he will have to watch all of my YouTube videos and increase my watch hours in his spare time. Goodness. Okay. Well, hello, everybody. Anybody that's here, there's more people. Wow, I cannot believe I have already been on for an hour. That's crazy. I'm so happy everyone's here today. I've got a lot of fun ideas for some videos that are going to be coming up. Um, one of them, I say, I got a lot of fun ideas, and the first idea I'm going to tell you is not fun. But it's something that I did want to go over, which was, I brought it up at the beginning of the video, but it was knitting and crocheting in times of grief, like what I consider fiber therapy. I wanted to go into some of that. Bye, Steve. It was very nice to have you. Let's see. I got better check on some of these things. I will definitely be checking out Steve's blogs too. Let's see. A Brit. I lose my stuff too quick. Thank you for coming. And yes, I'm going to be checking out. I'm going to be checking out all these comments, because I'm sure I've missed comments while I am looking down and knitting and doing other things. But thank you for coming by. But anyways, we're going to be doing that video coming up in the future, very near future. We're also going to do what I think is going to be, full coverage stitching on her lives. Wow, I don't think I could stitch full coverage. Well, I would get like 8 stitches in there. Unless I was doing something that had a lot of black, or just like a big swatch of color, you know. I've been working on the same full coverage. Well, I have 2 full coverage projects that are going. I started them both relatively close to each other. And that was when I started full coverage. I can remember when I started it, because I had cross stitched as like a little kid, a little bit. Nothing serious. I don't think I'd ever even completed a project. But when I got sick with COVID in 2020, December, I was watching YouTube videos and I saw full coverage cross stitching, and I went over into the deepest rabbit hole and just got obsessed with the whole thought of it, and ordered 2 kits at one time. And so I started those both in January of 2021. They're not, neither of them, anywhere close to being done yet. Now I kind of want to go get them. Now I kind of want to work on all of a sudden when we're talking about this. Okay. Well, hey, you know what though? That's 100 stitches an hour, especially if you're in like the confetti heavy areas. That's nothing to cry about. It can get tedious. So one of the pieces that I'm working on, oh my gosh, you guys, it's like a dream, and I just want to finish it so bad. Let me see. A Light in the Darkness, Heaven and Earth Designs. It is, that says it's retired. Oh no. Yep, it's retired. Wow. Well, here it is. Here's a picture of somebody else's that has made it. Let me try to blow it up a little bit. It's Gandalf. So I'm working on that. I'm in his hat. And I'm doing it. I started in the upper right hand corner, and I have been knitting it mostly on the diagonal, and I'm in his hat. So I've got a long way to go. But it's gonna be beautiful one day when I finish it. And now I kind of feel the itch, the urge to get back in there. Let me look and see. Show me the messages again. Oh, there we go. Let's see. She's chatting the whole time. Well, I am impressed, because I'm chatting and I am not even, I think we're almost to 143 stitches in an hour of knitting. So, not very impressive on my end. But yeah, I want to get that going again. I have so many beautiful cross stitch patterns. I have stitched a full lady practically, not a Nora, not a Mirabilia, but a Nora, and she's gorgeous, and I'm almost to the end of her. I just need to basically finish a teeny bit of her dress and then do all the beading, and it's been years. It's one of the Nora Corbett Witches She's gorgeous. Electra, I think is her name. She's like orange and black, and I've got a bunch that are towards the end. I just need to finish them off. I should have found cross stitch during COVID. Falling down a rabbit hole. It is so, I just remember those old cross stitch patterns that weren't, and the ones that they sell at like Walmart. They're okay. They're fine for a fix, but there's so many beautiful cross stitch patterns now. And then you can just get, I mean, whoever it is that sits around and thinks of ways to make every craft hideously expensive and decadent and wonderful in all the most amazing ways, it's like how cross stitch can just cost so much money if you get really deep in there. I went to the most, we have a glorious LNS in Tulsa, which is about an hour away from me. It's called the Silver Needle, and there have been other artists and floss tubers and people that have talked about that shop. It is amazing. It's so beautiful there. They have hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of hand-stitched samples for so many of their patterns. I have never seen that much cross-stitch done. I'm like, do you just pay people to cross-stitch all of these? It's glorious, but you can get in there and you're handling these hand-dyed flosses and all this beautiful fabric, and it just, you could spend thousands of dollars easily getting into some of these things. So, but that's where I have to reel myself in, because I can't stitch all this stuff. I don't need to buy all this stuff. I have a bunch of kits completely kitted up. Haven't started them because I have so many that are on the go right now. And obviously, unlike with some knitting and crochet projects that I will probably just end up frogging out, I think what I'm going to do, I think I have a plan. Because I'm at this place in my life now where I don't really, unless somebody asks me to knit something for them that I love and care about, I don't think I'm going to do any more gift knitting. Because I've done it so much over the years. And as grateful as people say they are and that they love things, I don't, other than one person, specifically one person that I can think of off the top of my head, I don't remember ever seeing anybody use my stuff. So I'm like, I think I'm done with gift knitting. Unless someone asks me specifically, would you please knit me or gift crochet me something? I don't think I'm going to do that anymore. And I say that with the exception of baby blankets. Now, baby blankets I have made and gift knitted and crocheted and have seen them get lots of use. But hats, shawls, scarves, things like that, I have one friend that I have made several items for, and I see her years down the road wearing those items. Aside from that, I've never seen anybody that I have given things to actually use my stuff, aside from like the day or the week that I made it for them, and then I never see it again. So I think I'm only going to really be making stuff that I want for me 99% of the time. And that being said, I know I'm only going to be using, I've got so much beautiful, nice yarn. Not saying this in a yarn snobby way, but I've got really beautiful yarn that I've spent a lot of money on, that I can make beautiful things that I will love and cherish and enjoy forever. I think I need to get rid of a lot of this just yarn that I kind of hoarded for a long time because it was cheap and it was on sale, and it was nothing wrong with this yarn, but it's just a lot of acrylic and a lot of store-bought, commercial yarns that are great for that purpose, but maybe not so great for me anymore and where I'm at. And so I'm thinking I do have two different Addies. I have the Addie King, and I have the regular Addie Express. I'm thinking I'm going to grab my Addie King and just spend a day and just make a bunch of hats and scarves. And we have a tremendously horrible, awful problem with a very large homeless population down about half hour away from where I live. Very, very, very sad situation going on out there with the homeless population. And I'm thinking I just need to knit a bunch of this stuff, and I can give these people some nice hats and some cozy scarves because it's cold out there in the winter. So I think that's what I'm going to do with my yarn. I have too much. I mean, I could give it to other crafters too, but that would require me having to pay to have it shipped out, or somebody else having to pay, or I don't know. It feels like it'd be a nice thing to do. I can also knit and crochet on my machines. Some of the shelters need blankets for the animals. So I think I'm going to get my machines out, and I think I'm going to just crank out some hats, scarves, blankets, small blankets. I actually still have the little, it's not, I was going to see if it was just sitting out here. When I got Salem, he was my pandemic kitten. If he comes around, I'll show him to you guys. He is my soulmate cat. My husband laughs at me because I tell everyone, that's my soulmate cat. He is. He's my precious, precious little being. He was 10 days old. First of all, his mama was a stray cat that was outside that used to come up all the time. Her name was Bob, because I didn't know that she was a female. But she was a solid white bobtail cat. And she was sweet. She would just come up and eat, and you could pet her. And my daughter, who is now 25 years old, fell in love with her. She was still not, and she just turned 20, but she was still living at home at the time when this kitten was born. So Bob had a litter of kittens in the summer of 2020. So we'd been on lockdown, and it was very depressing for everyone. And everyone in my house was homebound except for me, and I was working at the hospital at the time, and I was dying. I was drowning. I was working like 5 and 6 12-hour shifts a week, and it was horrible. Ugh. Hope we never do anything like that again. Anyway, Bob had a litter of kittens, and she had 3. And Salem was solid black with no tail at all, none. And then Salem had another sibling that was white, solid white, and it had a nub tail, like about 1/4 of a tail. And then there was a third sibling that was also solid black, and it had 1/2 of a tail. So if you put them all together, you ended up with like a whole tail. A hotel. Not a hotel, a whole tail between all 3 of them. They were so cute. And my daughter was in love with them, and she would go out like every hour on the hour and check on them. Bob had them, the neighbor that lived next door to us was leaving the garage open, and Bob liked the neighbor, and she was just like staying in the garage with her kittens. And so my daughter would just go and check on them, like I say, about every hour, all day long. It was the delight of the pandemic. And about 7 days in, the neighbor came and said, well, Bob has taken those kittens to the dilapidated house that used to be next door to his house. And oh my gosh, Aubrey was devastated because she couldn't see them. Bob had taken them in this derelict, creepy, you couldn't go in there. This house was like about to fall down. But she had taken them in the garage, which was like a hoarder house garage in this creepy place. And she couldn't even see them. She could see Bob back there in the far corner, and the kittens were back there. Anyway, Um, about 3 days after she moved them in, I walked outside and I heard this screaming sound. Screaming kitten. Distress. Major distress. And it's coming from that house, so I ran over there because I knew the kittens were in there. And I can just hear it. And I shimmy that garage door up. I could only get it up about that far. And I was losing my mind. And I look and I can see these little eyes about halfway in the middle. And the screaming's coming from that area. There's just so much junk on top. I can't figure out what's happened. And I see Bob and her other kittens. They're in the back corner. And she is just not, she's not bothered about this. She just doesn't care. She's not caring that this kitten is in distress. And how did he even get up here? So I end up kicking this garage. I just start kicking panels out of it because I'm like, I gotta get this, I gotta save this little creature. So I kick these panels out, and there's wasps and there's spider webs and there's stuff everywhere. And I grab like a long-handled broom, and I'm kind of trying to stay out but assist at the same time. And I'm flicking like old ratty clothes, and there's like insulation and stuff. All this stuff, this kitten has made its way. This is a 10-day-old kitten. I don't know what it was doing, but it had made its way all the way from the back corner of that garage, almost more than halfway towards the front. It was leaving. He was leaving. He was over it. He didn't like it there. It was not his environment. But as he had made his way, some stuff had fallen down, and he was just stuck and trapped, and he couldn't go any further. So I'm flicking things off with a broomstick, and I finally get him where I can see him now. I can see where he's at. And I kind of like did like this Catholic, I'm not Catholic, but I was like, help me, save me, keep me safe. And I run in there and I snatch him up real quick, and I ran back out. And he is this, it was Salem, the no-tail, solid black bobtail. And I just held him to myself, and I was like, what are we gonna do? You know, I'm like, Bob, do you not like this kitten? Do you not want it? She didn't care. She's not caring. And I was like, well, in my experience, I know she's not going to come and take him back. She had so many kittens. She was really over it. So I ran into the house and I knocked on my daughter's door, and she opened it, and I was like, are you ready to be a mom? And her eyes got like this big, and she was like, baby. And I was like, he's a lot of work. I was like, bottle babies are a lot of work. I've done this before, fostering. They have to be fed like every couple of hours. At 10 days old, every couple of hours, all day and night long. You have got to get up. You've got to feed them. They have to stay on a heating pad because they can't regulate their temperature. They have to be stimulated to go potty. Like, it's a lot. And she was like, absolutely, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. And so we did. And Bob would bring her kittens over, and I would bring and let her see Salem, and she was fine, but she was just like, thank you for taking this. Do you want the other two? Because, you know. But he just, he's a delight. He is the joy of my life. Him and I are like two peas in a pod. And he's very, very attached to my daughter as well. But when she moved out, she knew. Number one, he has other cat friends that live in the house with us. And she was like, I can't take Salem away from everybody. He would be so lonely, and he loves you so much, even though he loves her too. So he stayed with me, but I knit him a blanket for his 2-week birthday. I did it on my Addie. I just knitted a flat tube, and then I went around it. So it's a nice little, it's about like this big. And then I crocheted a border all the way around it. And he has had that thing for 5 years, and he gets drug around the house. And every kitten foster that I've had has loved that little blanket. It has been very well loved by every kitty cat. So yeah, you can make some really cool things. I don't know if any of you guys have an Addie, if you've ever used them. I've made a sweater on my Addie. by just knitting 2 flat panels and then seaming them up and then knitting 2 tubes for the sleeves and then just going in and crocheting or knitting. I've done one where I've knitted ribbing on around the collar and around the bottoms. I've crocheted and made, like, I think it's fun to do crochet knit together projects. I think that's always a fun thing to do. But yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do with all these extra yarns that I have. Donna, did you figure out what you were doing with all your extra yarn? Or you're just not buying any? You're going to keep what you've got and not buy anymore? So yeah, I think that's my goal. I think we're going to donate, make some stuff. And then if we get tired of that, then maybe we can do like some giveaways or something. I know that I have, if you were with me from the very beginning, my first videos on this channel were a huge finished object parade. I think it lasted 4 or 5 videos. And we're talking about 4 or 5 hours of me showing finished objects, because I've got a couple, 2 or 3 of the big 50-gallon totes, plus some bags of finished objects of stuff that I've made. I have no business having all this stuff. I won't use it all. I'll never wear it all. I need to donate it or sell it. And I actually was thinking, I was like, you know what would be kind of fun? Would maybe, I don't know if anybody would be interested in something like this, but of all of these different projects that I've completed, we're talking scarves, hats, shawls, mittens, I don't know what all. So much things. Some blankets, baby blankets. Maybe I could do like a little fundraiser for Safe Haven. They're the, Safe Haven is the foster animal rescue that I'm a foster with. So I don't know. There's got to be something that would be helpful and good for people. So, sorry, my attention. I told you I've got my window right here, and Dobby's out there. Dobby is one of the stray cats that comes. Hurry, Dobby. He's just slow playing, walking across the road. It makes me so nervous because I hear cars, and I'm like, oh, run, 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 run. Get across. Run. Okay, there's a truck. Y'all might hear that engine revving. Here he comes. Yep, he made it. He got across the road. Anyways, I hope you guys have done better than me. I did finally make it across that's why I'm taking a break, because I made it across one row of knitting. So, I don't know if you guys have any ideas of what I could do. Oh my gosh. Sage was blepping. If you guys know what blepping is, where they get stuck with their tongue out. If you guys have any ideas or recommendations of what you think would be good to do, or what you do with your extra stuff. Do you do charity knitting or crocheting, or do you just sell things? I don't sell anything. I give everything away. I am a lucky lady. I've been given so much in my life. I have been given a house. Yeah, literally given a house. I have been given all manner of furniture. I've been given clothes. I've had a crazy, wild, hard life as a younger person and was given many things. And now, hey, excuse me. No, thank you. Sorry. Hold, please. Man, that was rude, Mr. Weasel. Oh. do you do these things, sir? Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, that I don't ever sell anything. I give everything away. And the reason I do that, because I've been asked, I post things up all the time on our local marketplace thing for our town on Facebook. And like today, we finally got a new stove. It was way past time, but our old stove still worked. It just, the temperature wasn't great for, like, I've been wanting to bake bread. I've been working on sourdough and I just cannot get a successful loaf. And I finally figured out is because my oven temperature was just way too inconsistent. Oven works fine for baking a pizza, casseroles, stuff like that, but bread, it was just driving me crazy. So anyways, it was almost 20 years old stove, so I was happy to get a new one. But I set it out on the porch, I posted it up. Free stove, works, just come take it away. I do that all the time. When I painted and took down all my old art off the walls, I just, free art, free pots and pans. I got new pots and pans, free, just take it, just please take it away. Just come and take it away. But I like to always just give things away because, I don't know, I figure that's how it works, right? People have given me lots of things. I've always had the things I've needed come to me, so when I replace them and I don't need them anymore, I just feel like you should just give it away. But yeah, what do you guys do? What are y'all gonna do with y'all stuff? What do you recommend? Well, thank you guys for stopping by today. I feel like we're at the end here. I feel like, gosh, is that minutes? We've been going for over an hour. I mean, that's not incredibly long. But I could probably keep talking forever, to be honest. It just may not be knit and crochet related. Anyway, I will be getting some more videos put out. Like I said, I have some ideas of some things we're gonna do. I did see something really funny the other day, and I'm curious. My interest has been piqued. Somebody pretended to die just to see how their animals were going to react, and I want to see how mine do. So I was thinking about setting up the want to see if they care. They're cats, so I kind of am thinking probably not so much. I probably would have got a lot more from my dog, but I'm interested to see. But as far as knitting and crochet and cross stitch, yeah, I'm starting to get the little tingly sensations about cross stitch again. So I feel like I'm gonna have to get some cross stitch out and start working on some of that now that it's getting cold. I feel like a cross stitching bug has come back. So thank you all for coming out today and for being here. And I'll place any links. I don't remember. I think the only link we need is the Joy of Color link, but we'll put that on there. Wendy, yay! Thank you. Yes, you will be seeing me again soon, and maybe we can just have it organized. Could I be organized? I could try. I mean, maybe I could be organized. Bye, Donna. Enjoy your dinner. I might have to borrow your brain if I don't get this next. Now that I've got my new stove, I'm going to try sourdough again. And if I fail, I might have to hit you up because I know you were sourdoughing it for a little while. I think you were selling it for a while. Anyway, you guys have a lovely, wonderful rest of your day, and I will hopefully see you guys again soon. Thank you. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.